But then Eddie Hearn said something that went over most people's head. Eddie Hearn said he paid for his son to fight in Mexico when his son didn't even get a purse. In other words, he was saying that Devin Haney was fighting for free to pad his record and garner some wins in Mexico. I just wanted to translate what he was talking about. You see? Because in Mexico, let me break this down for the people. Because in Mexico, not only can you meaning a fighter, not only can you pad your record, but you can actually, if you got the right representation around you, or the wrong representation, depending on how you look at it, you can actually determine and get it predetermined of how you're going to pad your record. Let me reframe that for the people in the back. If you go to Mexico and you are going to Mexico as an American to go there as the A side, and you are fighting in Mexico to build your resume, to build your record, to get wins, so to speak. Not only can you predetermine your win. In other words, I'm going to pay as a manager, promoter, I'm going to pay this opponent this amount to let my A-side fighter who I'm building up get in there, get some rounds in. Everybody already know who's going to win. So the win is predetermined. You know, like WWE, when they say wrestling is fake, it's because the wins were predetermined. The outcome of the wrestling matches were predetermined. It's sort of like that. Then you also have, like I said, depending on how you look at it, a good manager or a bad manager, a good promoter or a bad promoter. You also have where not only the outcome is predetermined, but also the way the outcome is predetermined. So the outcome is predetermined that A side gonna win this fight. Why? Because the A side is overmatched with this Mexican. And I'm gonna throw a couple more dollars on top of this because this fighter needs to get knocked out. And I can say I'll throw some more money on top of that. This fighter, this B-side opponent from Mexico need to get knocked out in round 3. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else on YouTube. So I'm glad you here. So now we can break that down again in 3 payments. You got payment number 1, predetermined win. I throw some more money on top of it. Payment number 2 is knockout. I throw some more on top of it. Payment number 3 is knockout in this round right here. It's just business. It's not personal. It's just business. It's not personal. Okay? Payment number 1, here go 2,000. I'm just using this as a number. Here go $2,000. Fighter A gonna win against fighter B who's from Mexico. Fighter A from another country. Let's just use America. 2,000 for the opponent, not for the A side. For the opponent. Okay. All right. 2,700. So 2,000 to get the predetermined win. The 2,700. That's going to get the knockout. The 3,600. Knockout in round 3. You go down, you better stay down. You go down, stay down, and don't get up. 3,600. And you know Mexican dollars are different from American dollars. Okay. Hey, it's business. I don't mean to give the business away, how business is done in Mexico, but I got to keep it all the way on it. It's real. Now, I got an issue with that. I got an issue with Eddie Hearn saying that Bill Haney was paying, whether it be predetermined, payment number 1, whether it be guaranteed knockout, payment number 2, or whether it be knockout in this particular round, meaning that you get knocked down, don't get up, payment number 3. Either way, Eddie Hearn said that's what Bill Haney was doing in Mexico. The issue I have with that is how the fighter not getting paid. And guess what? I dare somebody on here that been around me for more than a year say you just picking on the Haneys. Because if you recall, around this time in February last year, I explained this about Mike Williams Sr. and Mike Williams Jr. Y'all remember that? Come on, y'all. Carl Brown, he's been here for over a year. He remember that. When Mike Williams Sr. went on Everything Boxing's channel, and I pulled up to the channel through the link that was sent. I asked for the link to explain the business side, to give more perspective, right? Because Michael Williams, I'm not bringing up nothing old. I'm just keeping it 100 to show y'all how I'm consistent in what I say and do. Mike Williams Sr. said that when he was paying to build his son's record, in other words, predetermined wins, not in other countries here in America, right? He said that his son wasn't getting paid. And I said the same thing I'm saying right now. Every fighter ought to get paid when they go in that ring. I don't care if the dad is in control of paying the opponent. Like Bill Haney was in control of his son, paying the opponent. Like Mike Williams Sr. was in control of paying the opponent of his son. No, pay the fighters, whether they're sons or not. Every fighter needs to get paid when they step into that ring as a professional. And I stand by that. So that's for all of the critics and my detractors that's going to say I'm picking on the Haneys and I'm hating. I've been saying this, and I'm standing by it. This is their profession, and they ought to get paid.